being the nerd that I am, I have to bring up an occasion with two voice actors in particular, not voice actors, two characters where the voice acting changed, and it didn't really sit well with me. So Ash from Pokemon, it did take me a long time to get used to hearing that voice, but all in all, I'm okay with it now, and I think it's perfectly fine. But Teen Gohan for Dragon Ball Z, when I redid it and I had to rewatched the moments with a different voice actor. Now, with Teen Gohan Dragon Ball Z, those moments were so iconic to my childhood that they made me fall in love with the franchise. They're like my favourite moment in a program, which is like such a big deal for me. And rewatching with a different voice actor was just wasn't the same. It was missing that emotional connection. And I was kind of worried with Lion King being so, not pivotal, but such a big deal, and always being around throughout my childhood with all these like teddies and activity books and videos and watching it constantly, and DVDs once they became like a regular thing. Basically, Lion King's a big deal, and having different voice actors, I was a bit worried at first. But then when I heard that they're bringing back James Earl Jones, and especially watch other Disney franchises as well, like how they handled Toy Story. Spoiler alert, but people my age, I'm 21, but people my age didn't have a dry eye while watching that film, or like sitting there with lumps in their throat all the time because how emotional that film was. And even the Marvel films. Now these Marvel films are not by any means necessary like straight adaptations of comic books. They might share the same name, like Infinity War and Civil War, but they literally bit of this comic and a bit of that comic and this comic, and you mix them up, and boom, you have these Marvel films that are making billions in the box office. So Disney know what they're doing. So when they brought back James Earl Jones, that was sort of a little nod to the fans there. But hearing like Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen as Timon and Pumbaa, and Beyonce as Nyla, and Donald Glover just voice acting and singing. Yeah, this is such an improvement on the original cast. Like, I love the original cast. As I said, the first two things I've talked about so far have been how I prefer the original. But no, they're amazing. Like, I'm excited. I feel like a little kid again. But basically, this film's gonna bang. No, I'm sorry. I've always wanted to do that. It's really cringy. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's get on with the preparation for Lion King. Right, are you ready? Where are we going?
To Lion King.
It's Lion King Day. Right, okay, so just had our dinner. Just been to the supermarket, got our drinks and snacks and film, and I think we have about 20 minutes for a start. And yeah, we could not be any more excited. Right, so we're about to go in. Are you excited?
Really excited. I'm gonna sing my heart out.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to cause too much of a racket. We've actually got to try and be quiet in there.
I know, it's gonna look dodgy walking there filming though.
So, film's done. What do you think?
It's so weird. Oh my gosh. It was so busy in there. It was clearly going to be an amazing film.
Well, yeah, it was opening night.
It sort of lived up to everything I expected, but that was probably because I obviously knew the storyline. And I've seen like similar films before, like the Mowgli one, like that's kind of similar, but it was amazing.
Same director.
Yeah, so it was really, really good.
Well, should I give a highlight, what would you say?
What do you mean?
Like, what bit got done as well
Oh,
as you
honestly,
wanted
all
to?
of it. And there was like, they added little tiny bits, like everything seemed to be like pretty much the same, but they added like little bits, so it was like some extra stuff.
So you're impressed?
Yeah.
Okay, so all in all, I thought that was animated, and I just thought the acting was a lot better than I actually thought it was going to be. I didn't think I was going to get like emotionally invested in like CGI sort of animation like that, but yeah, 10 out of 10. Okay guys, so it's the next day. The Lion King was absolute fire. I think I'm such a big fan of the original that it's one of those things where if you love the original as much as I do, you're going to absolutely love the remake. You can tell that the director, Jon Favreau, he was sort of given like a lot of iconic scenes to try and recreate and capture the moment with, and you know, you can sort of see that he's done so well trying to get these like CGI model characters to look as lifelike as possible and try and make it look like, you know, the Lion King that we all know and love. And it's a great way to introduce the Lion King to like a new generation, make it look more modern, and he's really done it justice, so fair play. Check out my other video talking about the soundtrack in the build up to this film. But in that film I did say that I preferred the original of Be Prepared and I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Now that's something I really want to talk about when reviewing this film, because with I Just Can't Wait to Be King, it's a really animated like section of the film. It is impossible to recreate that and make that not look silly. But the way how they've done that is so good, and it actually adds like quite a lot of context to the film like later on. So I just thought it was, I didn't really give it much thought. I just thought it was a good, fun like little thing. I knew they were trying to lose Zazu at the time, but I just thought it was a bit of fun for the crowd and everything. But in the remake, you can really sort of tell, like it's almost obvious, and well, not obvious in a bad way, but it makes it really clear to the audience that Nala and Simba are really trying to lose Zazu, and they're doing it in the best way possible. And Zazu even says, "I can see what you're doing," and it just looked like so much fun. It was just really like nice to see. It was really wholesome of these two little mischievous characters just running around and having fun with no like cares or concerns in the world. Now, I do want to say that I do think Be Prepared is still a lot better, like just the song and everything. There's that same thing I said in the last video. However, this is where we start talking about the differences, because there are actually quite a few notable differences in the two films, because it wouldn't be the same if it was actually a shot-for-shot remake, where it's similar but there are added things in which, like I said, helps give context to the audience. And with Be Prepared, I do kind of feel that it gives context to the hyenas more than anything. Like with the hyenas in this film, like they feel a lot more menacing and like the threat that they're implied to be, but I don't really feel like we see how much of a threat they are in the original Lion King, where they are really like, no, they're absolutely savage in this film. You can sort of tell after I Just Can't Wait to Be King and before Be Prepared, there's a little chase scene between Nala and Simba and the hyenas before Mufasa turns up, and the hyenas actually cause so much threat. Like all the intimidating animals in this film are really, they look really scary and just hard. Like, especially the lions as well. Like you can tell how powerful Mufasa is, and you can see how evil Scar is. Now the thing with Scar is that I really enjoyed his character last time, like I said, but he is just like your genuine stereotypical, not stereotypical, but I really enjoy him, but he just covers and checks all the points for being a good Disney villain. However, this new Scar here, he is genuinely evil. No, he is awful. He's the sort of person that will kill you and would not bat an eyelid. He is savage. And I really like how they drive the point across about how bad he actually is. Especially in other conversations that people talk about him with. Like they're like, yeah, Scar's doing this and Scar's doing that. And in the original, I don't really feel like you can imagine Scar being menacing. But in this one here, you can see how dangerous Scar actually is. And he's not your little lurk in the shadows baddie. He's a lot more than that. He's powerful being a lion as well. I think his only issue beforehand was Mufasa, and that's why I had to get him out of the way. But all in all, Scar is a much more menacing character. And even though I did slate him for Be Prepared because I'm such a fan of the original, yeah, in this film he is so good. He's a great character. So it's not just contextually speaking, it's for entertainment purposes as well. But yeah, the bits that they've added in this film are so fun, especially when Simba's living with Timon and Pumbaa. Like there's a bit where there's animals like the prey that are obviously there to be away from all the hunters, like hyenas and lions and stuff. I think it was a gazelle, and his plants around, and Simba just tries to join in and play, and Simba doesn't understand why that is really intimidating for an animal that is considered prey in their world. And I just thought it was really fun because Simba's just loving his life, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were a natural lion. I didn't realise that it was just you, Simba." And just seeing like a little, I really like slice of life sections within films that aren't normal life, if you know what I mean. So yeah, seeing animals interact in a normal day-to-day life is just really fun to watch on screen. And another positive that I think with this film is the sense of added danger and darkness. I think it's so important that they drove the point home about how much Scar's run the kingdom into the ground. Like about all the animals leaving, you literally see them physically leaving. You don't see any of the like death, or you don't actually understand how much of an issue everything is. But I think in this new film, they really do make a good point of saying how like malicious Scar is towards the other lions, and saying how much he's like overkilled. And it's a lot more than just dark settings. It is literally all the little bits of like carcasses everywhere. And I just think it's absolutely brilliant. It's really well done. So yeah, hats off to The Lion King. But all in all, if you love The Lion King, like the original one from 1994, the one in 2019 is a nice, fresh way to retell the story, and it brings it in for a new generation to love. And brilliant. So all in all, yeah, it's solid.